Anton sells 3 different types of helicopters. Anton is a businessman.
I'm not a businessman, I'm
He's
a
a businessman. Number 14. Due to boldness, trichologist. How does it pronounce? Let me...
Trichologist.
Trichologist, okay. Due to boldness, trichologist told to Alexei that he will lose 8% of his hair every year. Bad news for Alexei. 6,081 hairs on his getting bald head. Alexei, stop running. Don't run from reality. Be brave, man. Hola, amigos. Online lessons are back.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And right now, in this moment, we have 2 options. First one is to cry and complain about this situation. Pretty shitty, to be honest. Catching flashbacks from 2020-21. And the second one, adapt. Try to remember the ways how all of us did overcome through the same situation. So there is always a choice, guys. So choose wisely, okay? In this video we will go through the percents. Let's get it.
Mango colors. Шелк очень модно пиджаки с какими-то details, брюки модно, capri pants модно. И это все on design.
Okay, guys, we have 18 problems, and the first one is if x is 20% larger than z and y is 20% smaller than z, then x is what percent larger than y? We have to write down the x and y in terms of z. Now, what do we have? We have x. So what does it mean? How we can write down it mathematically? It's pretty simple. X equals 1.2 z. Why 1.2? Because 1 point is whole 100%, and if we need to write down 120%, it will equal to 1.2. Okay, so what? How does it works? If we have some percents and we need to leave the percents and write down them like decimals, we dividing this by 100. And if we divide 120 by 100, we will get 1.2. So x is equal to 1.2 z. Second one, y is, if y is 20% smaller, then y is equal to 80%. Yes, okay. If it's 80%, we again dividing by 100 and getting 0.8. So y equals to 0.8 z. Next step, we have to find what x is equal in terms of y. How are we doing this? We can divide this equation by this. So what do we have? We have x over y equals 1.2 z over 0.8 z. Okay? So x over y equals to 1.2 over 0.8, and if we calculate this, we will get 1.5. And after this, we can find x in terms of y, and we'll get 1.5y. Okay, this going right here with multiplication. And so what do we have? We have x in terms of y. And looking to this number, we can say how much, not how much, how many percents x is bigger or smaller than y. What do we have? We have 1.5. 1.5 is 150% of y. And when y is 100%, we can just subtract and get 50%. So the answer is x is 50% larger than y. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay guys, next one. Jibek has a bank account that earns K% interest compounded semi-annually. If she opened the account with $300, the expression, next one, blah blah blah, represents the amount in the account after T years. Which of the following gives X in terms of K? Okay, we have to remember this equation, this expression, that gives us the total amount of money or some population when we have compound interest, or when we talk about the exponential growth. In this situation we have compound interest, and K word to solve this problem is the word semi-annually. So we using this equation. Okay, in our problem, what do we have? We have this expression. This expression transforms to 300, 1 plus 1 plus, okay, k over n to t. So what do we see? We see that if we look at this expression and look to this expression, we can say that n equals to 2 due to our k word semi-annually. So we have 1 plus k over 2 to the power of 2t. But we have to remember that our percent have to be converted to decimals. So what we have? 1 plus 200 to t, and if we transform this in our decimals, we got this. Okay, so our x is equal to this expression. So the answer to our problem is A. Okay, let's go to the next one. Third one. In a survey of 360 drivers, % say that they plan on changing their car. One magazine has used this data to estimate the number of drivers that are going to change car for a search of 4,800 drivers. If the magazine expects 960 sale purchase traits, what is the value of M? This problem, guys, is the type of problem when we have some extra information. What does it mean? It means that some numbers in the problem are useless. In our problem, we are given 360 drivers and M%, but we are not. So how we generally calculate percents? We are dividing some number to another number. So if we are given M% and 360 drivers, there is no second one number to estimate M, to find out what M is equal to. We have 4,800 drivers and 960 traits. And we can easily find out what m is equal to by dividing our traits. This means that this 960 traits means that 960 drivers change their car. When the total amount of drivers is 4,800. So just dividing 960 over 4,800, we getting what we have, what we got. We got 0.2, and 0.2, when we convert it to the percents by multiplying by 100, we getting 20%. So the answer is C. Okay guys, next four problems are gonna be solved by using this table that shows the number of Nike and Under Armour pairs of sneakers sold over 4 weeks at a specific store. Okay, so the problem number 4. Which week accounted for approximately for 25% of all Nike sneakers sold? Okay, so what do we have? We have only Nike sneakers, and we have to find out in which week the store sold 25% of all Nike sneakers. So what we do, we step by step trying to find out the percentage of each week. Week 1, what do we do? Week 1, we dividing the amount of sneakers sold in first week, 340, dividing by 1,571, and we get approximately 22%. So the week 1 is not correct. Week 2, 402 dividing by the same 1,571, and we get 26%. The next one, week 3, 396 divided by 1 is equal to 25%. So the answer is C, week 3. Okay, next one. Approximately what percentage of all sneakers sold came from week 2? We looking to week 2 and find out that the total amount of sneakers sold in week 2 is 743, and the total amount is 2,819, and dividing these two numbers we get 743 divided by 2,819, and we get 26%. So the answer is A. Number 6. Under Armour sneakers accounted for approximately what percentage of all sneakers during week 2? Okay, so we have to find out how many Under Armour sneakers sold in week 2. It's 341, and the total amount of sneakers sold in week 2 is 743. So dividing these numbers, what do we have? 341 divided by 743, we get 46%. The answer is D. Okay. The key word, guys, is approximately. So when we have something pretty close to 46, 341 divided by 743 equals to 45.9%. It's pretty close to 46%, so the answer is D. Okay, next one. Number 7. What was the approximate percent increase in the number of Nike sneakers sold from week 1 to week 2? Okay. Amount of the sneakers sold in week 1 is equal to 340. Week 2, 402. So we see the amount of sold pairs increased, but at what percentage? Okay, so what do we have? We finding the difference between these 2 weeks and dividing by the base. Base in this situation is week 1. So 62 dividing by 340, and we get 18%. Okay, so the answer is B. Number 8. The discount price of a diving equipment is 50% less than the retail price. Islam manages to purchase this equipment at 40% off the discount price at a special sale. What percent of the original price did Islam pay? To solve the problem number 8, we have to set the original price equal $100. Then Islam had 2 discounts. First one is 15% and second one is 40%. So our original price multiplying by 85% and 40%. I mean 60%. Okay? And we can find out how many bucks did Islam pay for his equipment. 100 times 0.85 times 0.6. And we have 51 bucks. And 51 bucks divided by 100 is equal to 0.1 equal to 51%. So Islam did pay 51% of the original price. The answer is D. Okay. Next one. Problem number 9. Mika has broke up with her boyfriend and immediately started to spend 20% of her savings left at that time. At the end of the 3rd day, 8,432 bucks remain. How many dollars she had before her heartbreak? She has some amount of money, then she broke up with her boyfriend and started to spend 20% of her savings left at that time. At the end of the 3rd day, so she was spending her money 2 days. Okay, so to find out how many bucks she have at the end of 1st day, we have to multiply her starting savings by how many percent? 20% spent. Okay, spent. So 0.8. This is 80%. Okay, and x times 0.8 is how many bucks she has after 1st day. And to find out how many bucks she has after 2nd day, we again multiplying this amount 1st day, multiplying this amount of money by 0.8 because she is spending 20% of her savings at the time. It doesn't matter how much bucks she has. She always spends 20% of this amount. Okay. So this will be the amount of money after the second day. And we are given that this equal to 8,432. Okay, so what do we have? We have the simple equation. And how do we find x? Is just 8,432 divided by 0.8 squared. And if we will do our calculations, we will find out that it's equal to 16,486.75 bucks. So the answer is A. Problem number 10. Chunlis bought a smartphone at a 30% discount of the original price of 500. However, he had to pay a sales tax, remember guys, of X% on the discounted price. If the total amount he paid for the smartphone was 385 bucks, what is the value of X? Okay, so what do we have? We have the original price, 500, and we have some discount, 30%. So the original price we have to multiply by 0.7 to find out how many bucks he will pay after the due to discount. But however, there is some sale tax equals to X%. So again, we have to multiply by 1 plus X%. Okay, plus X%. So what do we have after these two multiplications? We will get the amount of money Chunlis have bought for his smartphone is equal to 385 bucks. And to find out how many percent was the sale tax, we just have to solve this easy equation. 1 plus X% is equal to 385 divided by 500 times 0.7. So the X% will be equal to this ratio minus 1. And if we will calculate this, we will get this equal to 10. So X is equal to 10%. Number 11. The number of roads paved in 2021 was 20% greater than the number of roads paved in 2020. If 660 roads were paved in 2021, how many were paved in 20? Okay. So what do we have? We have 2 years. Okay, 2020 and 2021. We are given that the roads paved in 2021 was 20% greater. Okay, we have there is greater and 20%. Okay. If 660 roads were paved in 2021, how many were paved in 2020? There is simple relation between the amount of roads paved in these 2 years. Let's set the amount of roads paved in 2020 be the X. So the relation between these two numbers is pretty simple. We have to multiply this amount by 1.2, and these two numbers after multiplication will be equal. How come? Due to this information, that this number is 20% greater than this. So we have to multiply by 1.2. So the x will be equal to 660 divided by 1.2, and this will be equal to 550 roads were paved in 2020. So we just have to figure out what in this problem is base. The base was the amount of roads in 2020. Okay, let's go to the next one. Number 12. Over a 2-week span, Becca ate 16 pounds of shawarma and 80 pounds of samsa. Aydin ate 15% more shawarma and 70% more samsa. Considering only shawarma and samsa, Aydin ate approximately X% more food by weight than Becca. What is X rounded to the nearest percent? Aydin ate 15% more, plus 15%. So how many pounds of shawarma Aydin ate? 16 multiplied by 1.15, and this equal to 18.4 pounds, and plus 70% when we're talking about samsa. So 18 times 1.7 is equal to 30.6. The total amount of food Becca ate total is equal to 34. The total amount of food Aydin ate in this 2-week span is equal to 49 pounds. And the question is, how many percent more Aydin ate than the Becca? Okay, we have to remember the formula of percentage increase decrease when we finding the subtraction, find the difference between new and old, and dividing this to old. In our case, the old will be the amount of food Becca ate. This will be the base in our problem. So 49 minus 34 divided by 34 is equal, approximately, is equal to how? 44%. Okay, so that's the answer. Number 13. After first week, Pasha gained 13% of his money. After the second one, he lost 27% of his money. If his final amount of dollars after 2 weeks is equal to P, which of the following represents his starting amount of dollars in terms of P? Okay. We don't know how many dollars Pasha had, so let's say it be X. Okay. After first week, Pasha gained 13%. So we multiplying this by 1.13. Okay. He gained, so this is we will get more than the 100%. So we have to add gained 13% to 100%. We'll get 113%, and in decimals is equal to 1.13. Then he lost 27% of his money. And we multiplying this by 0.73. 100% minus 27% is equal to 73%, and 73% is equal to 0.73 in decimals. And after these 2 weeks, he left P dollars. So the starting amount of money will be equal to P over 1.13, 0.73. Easy one, guys. Answer is D. Number 14. Due to boldness, okay, trichologist. How does it pronounce? Let me look. Trichologist, okay. Due to boldness, trichologist told to Alexei that he will lose 8% of his hair every year. If at this moment Alexei has 14,000 hairs on his head, what is the approximate expected amount of hairs 10 years from now? This is the, of course, bad news for Alexei. However, we have to calculate the amount of hairs on his head in 2032. Okay. Exactly in this moment he has 14,000 hairs. After the first year, he will have 8%. Okay, 8%. This amount of hairs after 1 year. After the second year, again multiplying by 0.92. After first year, and the amount of hairs after first year and if we multiply this amount of hairs that he has after the first year again by 0.92, we will have the amount of hairs he will have after the second year. And if we will write down this factor 10 times, what do we have? How can we write down it? We can write down it just like this, to the power of 10. And if we will use calculator, we will find out that he will have 6,081 hairs on his getting bald head. Alexei, don't stop running. Don't run from reality. Be brave, man. Okay. Next one. Number 15. Gulia bought 800 $800 bond of a new company that will yield 7% in simple interest each year. Which of the following equations gives the total amount S in dollars Gulia will receive when she sells the bond after the years? It's the pretty easy one, guys. We have to remember the formula to when we have a simple interest. A equals P times 1 plus R times T. When R is our percentage and T is the amount of years. Okay. So what do we have? We have 7% and P is the starting amount of money. So what do we have? We have S equals to 800 times 1 plus how many percent? 7%, so it will be equal 0.07 times D. So the answer is D. Pretty easy, guys, pretty easy. There is nothing to calculate, solve, just knowing the formula gives us the correct answer. Okay, next one, number 16. Anton sells 3 different types of helicopters. Anton is a businessman. He's not a businessman, he's a businessman. Okay, shout out to Jay-Z. Anton sells 3 different types of helicopters. 40% are green, 10% are white ones, and 60 helicopters are red. If half of red ones are replaced with greens, how many green helicopters will he have? Okay, big boys with big problems, I guess. We have 3 different types of helicopters, green, white and red. Okay. First of all, we have to find out how many units does Anton have. We can find out that the red ones is 100 minus 40 minus 10, which is equal to 50%. So the red ones, red helicopters is 50% of all amount of helicopters, and 50% is equal to 60 helicopters. We can find out that the 100% will be equal to 120 units, 120 helicopters. So what do we have? We are given that the half of red helicopters replaced with green ones. So the next step, we have 30 helicopters right here, and we have find out how many green helicopters Anton will have after replacement. 40% of 120 is equal to 120 times 0.4 is equal to 48 helicopters. Green helicopters Anton had before replacement. And what we have? We have 30 helicopters replaced, red helicopters, 30 red helicopters replaced with green ones. So now, after this replacement, Anton will have 78 green helicopters. Good for Anton. Number 17. Okay. Nurmat has 1,200 bucks in a checking account and 2,000 bucks in a savings account. The checking account earns him 2% interest compounded annually. Okay. The savings account earns him 8% interest compounded annually. Assuming he leaves both these two accounts alone, which of the following represents how much more interest Nurmat will have earned from savings account than from the checking account after 4 years? Okay, let's write it down. Due to information that the interest is compound, what do we have? We have, next one, we have formula P times 1 plus R to the power of T. So in his checking account after 4 years, he will have 1200 times 1 plus 2%, 1.2 to the power of 4. What this number does mean? This number means the total amount of money in his checking account after 4 years. And 2000 times 1 point, how many percent? 8%, 1.8 to the power of 4. This is the total amount of money Nurmat will have in his saving account. But the answer is how much more interest Nurmat will have earns from savings account than from the checking account after 4 years. How much more interest, okay? To find out how much more interest he will have, we have to find out how much interest he will get in each account, okay? Total. And we have to find the difference between the amount of money after 4 years and the amount of money nowadays. Finding the difference, minus 1000, and this is the interest in checking account, okay? In this situation, this will be the interest in saving account. Okay. So how to find out how much more interest saving account will give him than the interest account? We have to find the difference between this and this. And the answer will look like 2000 times 1.4 minus 2000 minus 1200, 1.2 to the power 4 minus 1. And this will give us the difference between the interest in his accounts. Okay, let's go to the next one. And the last one, guys. Jamal opens a bank account that earns 9% interest each year, compounded once every 3 years. If she opened the account with $M, which of the following expressions represents the total amount in the account after K years? Okay. The interest is compounded. So we have something like this. So we have to find out how many times the interest will compound in this. For example, in 9 years. In 9 years, here the interest will compound 3 times. Okay. In 12 years, the interest will compound 4 times. So how we find out how many times interest will compound? The amount of years we divide it by 3. So okay, M K over 3. The total amount of years we have to divide by 3. Due to this information that the interest compounded once every 3 years. But the percentage will be increased 3 times. And our expression will be looked like this. Times 3. And in final 1.27 to the power of K over 3. This is the formula you have to remember, and that's nothing special, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.